Justin Herbert is asked to take the same treatment that ended his predecessor's career with the Chargers. Dustin May sends Dodgers pitching into further disarray. And today we're going to get the first impression of the 2022 Los Angeles Kings. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelenos. I'm in a terrific mood. Clean sweep for all the LA teams yesterday. It's a thing of beauty. Savor it with me. It is September 25th, 2022. Don't want to tell you what town I'm in during this road trip. I'm not going to tell you the town, but I can tell you the motto. Live here and you don't even have to wipe your ass. That is a great town motto and they live it out here. I want to thank the new subscribers who joined our channel. If you like the content that we put out about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit it. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And yes, comment. It is Sunday. There is a God. I ain't him. Before we go through the news and notes around LA, let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. Will Smith, Trace Thompson, Miguel Vargas all hit home runs. Dodgers 6, St. Louis 2. Meanwhile, in college football, USC survives Oregon State. Had a feeling it was going to be a tough game up in Corvallis. 17-14. Caleb Williams threw a 21-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Addison with 1:13 to go. Meanwhile, in Colorado, Zach Charbonnet only needed to carry the ball 9 times, but he got 104 yards and 3 touchdowns. UCLA 45-17 over the Buffaloes. Both USC and UCLA are 4-0. Meanwhile, the Galaxy defeated San Jose 3-2. There's a rapid recap of the game on the Galaxy playlist, and I highly recommend you watch it because Chicharito scored twice, and did he rub it in NoCal's face. It was like just a heaping plate of ribs. All you can eat, just falling off the bone. It was so delicious the way he rubbed it in their face. Meanwhile today, St. Louis will play the Dodgers at 1. That's Michael Grove, 0-0 versus Adam Wright, 11-10. The NFL is back today. The Rams will play at Arizona at 1:25. There's a preview of that game. Look it up on the Rams playlist. And Jacksonville is at SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers. Preview of that game. Look on the Chargers playlist. Speaking of the Chargers, we've been talking about their injuries and how they're a banged up team going against a sneaky, decent Jaguars team. This really matters because Justin Herbert, the quarterback who had fractured rib cartilage, they don't know yet if he's going to play. At least that's what they're saying. They're saying he wants to play, but he is mulling a pain-killing shot that he might take during warm-ups today. ESPN is reporting that. Isn't that how his career started in the first place a couple of years ago, right? Don't you remember a guy named Tyrol Taylor? He had broken rib cartilage. They said, oh, don't worry, we'll give you a painkiller. Next thing you know, the poor guy can't breathe or something. They summoned Herbert off the bench and he just never looked back. And now the Taylor is suing the doc who did it, basically calling the poor guy a quack. And now Herbert's sitting there going, do I really want this? Or maybe sit out a week? It's a fair question, wouldn't you say? Meanwhile, as regards to the other injured Chargers, they're all doubtful. Wide receiver Keenan Allen. Chargers' offense hasn't looked that good without him. Center Corey Linsley, the guy who calls the coverage to keep the blitz from blasting Herbert into next year. J.C. Jackson, the cornerback, all listed as doubtful. Also added as doubtful, just today, tight end Donald Parham, doubtful for today's game. The Chargers are really banged up. Those are 5 key contributors right there. Starting pitcher Dustin May. You remember how he said his elbow felt good a couple of days ago and that wasn't hindering his pitching? Yeah, he forgot to mention that his back is a hot mess. Thanks. Oh, I'm not saying it's Clayton Kershaw level back being a mess, but his back is a mess. He's on the 15-day injured list. And look, there are ramifications here beyond Andre Jackson being summoned up to the big leagues again. May is done for the regular season. He might be back in time for the National League Divisional Series, but either way, you're sitting there thinking to yourself a bunch of things. May is missing time, Tony Gonsolin is missing time, and what if May is healthy in time for the National League Division Series? He's really been shaky since he came back from Tommy John surgery. Would you add him on the roster? Either way, the Dodgers have to get extremely creative here, from here to the end of their season. Now, for his part, Gonsolin says one rehab outing in Oklahoma City might do the trick. Color me skeptical. I don't know what the color of skepticism is, but I'm assuming it's a rather lovely shade of purple. Phil Bickford said he was upset over giving up a home run Friday to the Cardinals, but then he realized it was Albert Pujols that he gave the home run up to, the 700th, and of course he, like the rest of the Dodgers, they liked Albert Pujols a lot as a teammate. So basically, he got pissed for a half second and then got over himself. Good for him. Yency Almonte has one more outing in Oklahoma City today. The relief pitcher could be activated by Wednesday. The Kings will begin preseason today at 4 up in Northern California. They're playing San Jose in some, I don't know, roller rink outside of Stockton. Who cares? But the point being is that we are looking at how Todd McClellan, the coach, is starting to make little adjustments. Dustin Brown retired. They bring in Kevin Fiala. So what does this mean for some people? Well, for one, Alex Iafallo has been dropped to the third line, where he will play alongside Quentin Byfield and Arthur Kaliev. Now, I said dropped because theoretically you might consider it a demotion, because Iafallo is usually in the top 6. But McClellan made a point. He told the Kings blog, a Kings blog, Mayor's Manor, that it's actually a promotion because it's more responsibility for a good player to mentor young players such as Byfield and Kaliev. The Athletic selected one player from each NHL team who is most likely to be traded this season. Now, I expected a forward. The Kings have a glut of young forwards coming up through their minor leagues, but I'm wrong. They're saying the one most likely to get traded is defenseman Sean Walker. Their reasoning is LA has a lot of right-sided defensemen, including first-round pick Brant Clark, who is just knocking right on the door right now. So it's all going to depend on how Walker responds from knee surgery. Wide receiver Van Jefferson hasn't played this year yet due to a knee surgery. He's mysteriously gone from day to day to the IR. No clue that was coming. He's going to be out for at least 4 more weeks. Ben Skowronek is going to be your number 3 receiver now that Van Jefferson is out. It's presumably because he's a superior blocker to Tutu Atwell. You might even remember they lined up Skowronek last week, not as a wide receiver, but as a fullback. They liked his rugged attitude so much. Also, as a result, the Rams have promoted Jacob Harris. Also, defensive back Grant Haley was activated for today's Rams game. That matters because LA is down 3 defensive backs against a team that doesn't even believe in running the football. So you need DBs back there. A couple of notes that I didn't get to. I didn't do a rapid recap of the USC game because, after all, does anybody even have the Pac12 Network? And now you wonder why USC wants to go to the Big Ten? Really? You missed a tremendous game because it's on a network that... Go find it. Good luck. But a couple of notes from that game. Travis Dye rushed for 100 yards in that game. That is 3 consecutive games that he's rushed for over 100 yards. And the Trojans defense had 4 more interceptions. They have recovered 14 turnovers, fumbles, and interceptions. 14 of them. The USC offense has yet to turn the ball over this year. That's incredible. Plus 14 turnover ratio. That's insane. Finally, the Clippers signed a forward named Juwan Morgan, who played for Boston and Toronto last year, and I'll be damned if I could tell you anything about the guy. You know, if they ever put that guy's mugshot up there on who he played for, Charles Barkley gets a pass. There's no way in hell you would remember who the hell that guy is. I'm sorry, I hate saying it. He is an NBA player. He's got skills. I don't know a thing about him. As a result of adding Juwan Morgan, they waived Keaton Wallace. Now, if you enjoyed this broadcast, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We do talk LA sports here. We'll be back later today with rapid recaps on both the Chargers and Rams games. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kia Corta El Queso production. Take care.